Libra.
Hello Libra, this is your forecast for February 2015, and it's going to be a lovely month this month, and quieter. It's going to be calmer, it's going to be more harmonious than what we've seen for several months, where there has been a lot of challenges there in 2014. So this is like being able to breathe a little bit, and I'll tell you why though. We have Mars and Venus here in Pisces alongside here with Neptune. And this is regardless of what sun sign you are. When planets move through the various sun signs in the zodiac, we get to absorb and feel how it is to be a little bit of these other sun signs. And this month, with having both Venus and Mars there, at least until the 19th and 20th, well, that is your romantic side. That is Venus, and Mars is your action, your passion, your drive. It's going to take on that Piscean flavor, so you can get to feel a little bit like a Pisces this month. Having it here with Neptune, Neptune is that higher octave of Venus, so it's like a double whammy. You will come to feel creativity and wanting to express yourself perhaps in a gentler way, which is the Piscean way, but it's also you being gentle with yourself because it's in your 6th house for health, well-being. And so I see how you're going to be putting a lot of this energy here towards maybe changing up your diet, your day-to-day routine. If you've been overly busy, well then here the planets this month is saying, you know, step back a little bit and do things that behoove you, so that you can find that equilibrium and harmony. And think about Pisces being the ocean, it's water, right? So you're going to be more sensitive and feeling, absorbing a whole lot more from your surroundings too, here this month. We have the new moon and the full moon, and the full moon this month is exciting because it is going to trine upon Uranus, and the trines are always these golden aspects, and Uranus always shakes up things, you know, for better or worse, but this time it's really going to be good as far as unexpected news coming to you that will affect you probably here emotionally. Now the full moon here, and I say emotionally because it is in the sign of Leo, and Leo, you know, it could be drama, full felt feelings, and it will be here with your partner in the 7th house. So it could be something your partner might share with you that might surprise you, or maybe you're the one who's going to be surprising your partner. The new moon is in your 5th house for children. There might be news here coming from them, or it might just be you spending some time with them, listening to them, interacting with them, and enjoying it. And then that is also the time when we put down our intentions, which will be here on February 18th. So we're very close to the end of the month, and the new moon there is hanging at that very last degree of Aquarius in this area of your 5th. So a new moon in Aquarius is time to think outside of the box. That is what Aquarians do. And it's all about listening to that higher mind that can channel and funnel through some great new ideas, inventions, new concepts. And I like it because it's in that 5th house of creativity. So you might have a brainstorming day here on the 18th. That full moon would be on February 3rd. I didn't mention the date, so make a little note of it, because that's going to be a surprising full moon for you. And then in the area of your hopes and dreams, also within groups, affiliations, so you might spend some extra time here, or also receive some news from some of your friends. Good news, that is, there on the 3rd. That full moon, just to add to it a little extra information, is that within those first few hours, it's going to transit right over Jupiter. And Jupiter, you know, does everything in a grandiose way, and abundantly too. So there could be a beautiful surprise party, perhaps, for somebody, or it might just be that perhaps you might get some good news from some organization that you've been waiting for to hear from. So you'll just have to wait and see what that is. Could also just be that partner of yours that's going to do something extra special for you. Now, on the first, we have Venus here in this house of your health and well-being. It's going to be conjuncting Neptune. So Neptune is being that higher octave. Well, today is the day that you should go do something for yourself. Take yourself to the spa, Libra, so that you could feel that internal cleansing, or get a good massage, or go do some yoga, or have some meditation. It's very inspirational. You can download some beautiful inner visions here on February 1st. Now on the 2nd, we have the Sun. The Sun is you, your essence, in the area of the 5th house in Aquarius. Now, whatever news you're going to get here is also from somebody close to you, somebody that you may work with one-on-one. So that could be a client, it could be a partner, it could be your spouse. So something here could be really exciting. And for some of you younger Librarians could also find that you might be pregnant here on this day. So this is that happy news of the 5th house, fertility, children, and the surprise aspect here between you and your partner. That's only one likely outcome. So of course that doesn't go for everybody. Now on the 5th, we have Mercury is still retrograde. It is now though sextiling Saturn. And Saturn now being in your 3rd house has to do with communication. It could be communication with somebody who's a little bit apart or far from you. But it could also be with perhaps a supervisor or a boss that could communicate some insight, some news that you might have been waiting for. And should some of you Libras also need to give a presentation, this is a good day to do so, even though that Mercury is retrograde. As long as you don't sign under any new assignments or agreements at this time because of that retrograde, and it will be until the 11th or 12th, depending on where you live in the world, I would hold back. You're going to get a second chance later this month when Mercury moves direct again and will pass across this very same degree that you have on the 5th. That will be there on the 19th. So if you can hang on to the 19th, but listen to what's taking place on the 5th, because something may be given to you, this opportunity of new start. So test it a little bit. And I see you're kind of like on the fence with it also, because Sun and Jupiter, they're opposite of one another, and you might feel pressure to have to give your word to something, but buy extra time, because whenever in doubt, listen to your doubt. Doubt is your friend, telling you that all information isn't fully in the picture quite yet. So when you wait, you'll come to see how it's really going to behoove you down the road. On the 8th, Venus here is still in Pisces in your 6th house. It is bringing up something now that I see that you're going to be able to transform. And it's your day-to-day routine between work and home or family life. So Pluto here in your 4th house has a lot to do with how you've been transforming over these last few years. Venus right now coming in with this harmonious aspect is maybe you looking up at how to change up your day-to-day routine. You're feeling pretty strong and very focused, and it's also a great time to have any of those maybe deeper heartfelt conversations, okay, that you normally keep to yourself, but here I see there's a beautiful flow. Now on the 19th, we got a couple of things taking place. We have that Mercury-Saturn, the same situation which was on the 5th, okay, but then Mercury was passing backwards over Saturn. Now it's moving forward and touching upon that very same degree. So now you're good to go. Mercury's direct again. And so this would be a time to sit down, have a meeting with a supervisor, with a boss, or whoever it is you're needing to communicate with upon those more, I'd like to say, serious matters. There's always this air of seriousness when we have Saturn, because it's wanting to structure and give you roots and more meat on the bone. And so your communication is clear. And what is going to enhance it? To here, on this very same day of the 19th, Mars is changing signs. So you're out of this dreamy, Piscean energy and now getting down to business. Mars is moving into Aries, and it rules Aries. So there's like this double whammy energy expansion taking place, and it's your drive, your ambitions, your goals. You'll kick into action, and you'll see how your partner somehow ties into this, because it's your 7th house, okay, for your committed relationships. So that could be, you know, anybody you work with closely, a partner, a broker, your significant other. And then on the day thereafter, Venus too is going to move into this area. So you're going to see how your life is going to shift here these few days, and it's going to take you straight throughout the rest of the month. And what is beautiful is that they're only a degree, meaning a day apart here, the 19th and 20th, but then on the 22nd, Venus is catching up with Mars. So if there is a beautiful starry evening where you live, go out and look at them. They're right up there, beautifully aligned. And what that's going to do for you here in this area that you're going to experience is that your love life, your romantic life should really step it up here, as they only get to meet briefly, you know, a day for a year until next time. Venus moves much quicker. She has a 1-year orbit around the sun. Mars has a 2-year orbit, but once every year Venus will catch up with Mars, and then boom, there we have magic. Okay, February 22nd. On the 23rd, you might take a little step back and take a little overview on where you're at. I feel that you're trying to absorb your expression, what you're trying to bring out, your creative side, but also perhaps in a situation with a child or your children. There might be something where you're wanting to say something but holding back, because Saturn here is squaring the Sun, and in this case, you would be the Saturn, you would be the parent, and thinking, well, maybe I just need to listen and not act upon this unless being asked to it. So whatever that is, it's a quick moving passage, so it's not going to linger. But then we have these beautiful trines coming in, and that's those golden aspects. And you'll see both Venus and Mars are going to trine up to the Saturn. And so for you, it's between your area of communication, new responsibilities coming in, and that of Venus, which is love, romance, money too, and also Mars, goals, actions, drives, ambitions, coming together. And Saturn now is going to try to structure and secure this. So see what that's going to do for you there between the 24th and 26th, Libra. So make a note of that and pay attention to it, because this is really activating the new area of where Saturn now has moved into. You've had it in your financial house for 2.5 years. It's out of there now. You're not being challenged there. But now it's more stepping up and into and embracing this new arena, which has for you to step up more publicly, I feel, where you're going to be communicating in a different way. It's you bringing your talents, your skills together. We have a beautiful Neptune aspect here at the very end of the month on the 26th. So this is the Sun, which is you. And Neptune being in Pisces, and so the sun has now moved out of that 5th house into the 6th house, and so this is a day for you to dream up, ideally, what it is you would like to spend some of your daytime activities to, so that it could be more idealistic, more inspiring, so you don't get sucked down and into that day-to-day rut feeling, which actually starts, stealing energy. So you want to do something that feels creative, maybe even spiritual. So this is what we have pretty much here this month for you, Libra. It's going to be, like I said, a very harmonious month, and also quite romantic too. And not to mention these new goals coming in for you with that Saturn. And I like to see that Saturn is starting you off here in this new area for you with such great aspects, not the hard, challenging aspects. That's a good way to learn how to befriend this planet. When you feel you're working with Saturn, Saturn works with you. And so embody and embed and remember how this feels when it happens, and bring that with you into the future when you're going to be meeting upon other Saturnian aspects, because sometimes we pull back, and we resist. Ooh, new responsibility. But what we resist persists. So we want to befriend that Saturnian quality, because this is when we grow and mature and take upon ourselves those new things that we're now going to grow with. Saturn is always the giver of lessons, where we grow the most. So listen to your moon and rising sign and your moon sign, just to answer a few questions that I still get. Why do we listen to our moon sign? What is different? This is your solar scope that we've just gone through. And the moon sign, when you listen to it, that will reflect more your emotional forecast, how you're going to be feeling this month, and where the situations will be in a different place from what we've seen here in the solar chart. And your rising sign will always show you where the energy is now going to be forecasted to, where you give it out to the world. So that is also really exciting to listen to. So do that, and also listen to your partner's chart, and I will see you next month, Libra. Have a good one now.